Na asante sana Alan Ochanda kwa tathmini hiyo kuhusu uchaguzi mdogo wa Ol Kalou ambao unatarajiwa kufanyika Alhamisi. Amesema kwamba takriban wapiga kura 70,000 watakuwa wanashiriki uchaguzi huo. Tusonge mbele mtazamaji. Tume huru ya uchaguzi na mipaka nchini IEBC inatarajiwa kutoa uamuzi wa hatua watakaoichukua dhidi ya mbunge wa Nakuru Town East David Gikaria kuhusu tuhuma za kukiuka kanuni na maadili kwa madai ya kuwahonga wapiga kura kwenye uchaguzi mdogo eneo bunge la Ol Kalou. Gikaria amekosa kufika mbele ya IEBC, balake akamtuma msaidizi wake na baadaye wakili kumwakilisha akidai kwamba ni mgonjwa na hawezi kufika mwenyewe. Hata hivyo, IEBC inaarifua kuwa Gikaria licha ya kudai ya kwamba ni mgonjwa amekuwa akishiriki kampeni za Ol Kalou. Hebu tuelekee katika IEBC tupate kusikiliza kikao hicho ambacho kinaendelea kuhusiana na Gikaria.
Candidate in the upcoming by-election. The committee finds that Honorable David Gikaria is culpable of breach of paragraph 6H of the code. The second issue as to whether the Honorable David Gikaria's remarks claiming that he had disputed money and that he had more to distribute constituted an abuse of his position for political purposes contrary to paragraph 6.1 of the code. Paragraph 6.1 of the code commits every candidate to refrain from any attempt to abuse a position of power, privilege or influence for political purposes, including any offer or reward. The provision targets the deployment of standing, office, or advantage, rather than any specific category of statement, and its reach extends to the manner in which a candidate's authority is used, wherever that use serves a political end. The meaning of the word abuse in this context can be defined as the wrongful and improper exercise of a power or position to confer a benefit upon oneself or upon others. On this footing, conduct that trades on the authority of public office to secure or safeguard an advantage through statements that the office holder has reason to know that they misstate, misrepresent the true position amounts to an abuse of that office, irrespective of whether the advantage secured takes a pecuniary, that is financial, or a purely electoral form. The term political purpose may be understood in relevant part as any activity undertaken in support of or in opposition to the election or nomination of a candidate to public office. This formulation accords in comparative electoral integrity practice of abuse of official position, as the deployment of the powers, privileges, and standing attaching to a public office to advance the electoral interests of a particular candidate or a particular political party. In sum, in total, that is, a political purpose is present wherever an act, whatever its surface content, is directed and influencing the conduct, perception, or compliance of an electorate, or at protecting or advancing a candidate's electoral standing ahead of a poll. The distribution of funds, which the respondent himself admits to doing, constitutes an abuse of his position under paragraph 6, Roman 1. It was the respondent's office, his standing as a sitting member of the National Assembly, and consequent capacity to convene, resource, and finance a rally of the scale described that permitted the disbursement scheme described at paragraphs 4 and 5 above. The financing and orchestration of that scheme is the deployment of the office, access to resources, and standing that only an incumbent legislator can command and commands. for the purpose of mobilizing and securing electoral support ahead of the by-election within the meaning of political purpose as set above. For the above stated reasons, this committee finds that the Honorable David Gikaria is culpable of breach of paragraph 6, Roman 1 of the Code in respect of the distribution of money, independently of and in addition to the finding at issue number 1 above. Issue number 3 for our determination as to whether the respondent's remarks.
Ni kikao cha tume ya uchaguzi